Okay, so welcome to my week 3 review of the NFL games that happened this past week. So, first up, I want to talk about the Chiefs game because that's the one I always talk about first because they're my favorite team to watch. So, overall, I definitely agree with Patrick that he's got to get back to working on his fundamentals because he keeps throwing these interceptions in the game. And I'm just like, what are you looking at? When you threw another interception, I'm just like, really, just some dumb passes that were made, and sometimes he starts throwing, and I get nervous that he's going to have another interception because he keeps throwing them. So I think that that's something that he's got to work on and everything. And yeah, there's just so much more that he's capable of and stuff like that, and it's just not at that level. I mean, he's still winning, and they're still winning, and that's basically what he said. But he's like, basically, we have a lot to clean up, and I feel like the defense really kept them in this game. I think that sometimes they gave up some big stops. The Falcons did get a couple touchdowns on them, so I think that that was a problem. But in the times where it really mattered most, you had, Nick Bolton stepping up to the plate, on that last play that was really clutch, and they really needed that moment. And I think the defense got some good stops. I think Chris Jones had a good moment or two, if I remember correctly as well. Drew Tranquil, I remember him having a really good moment in this game. Also, shout out to Chamari Connor becoming one of my favorite players on the Chiefs defense. Trent McDuffie always plays out of his mind, and I don't know why they gave him that BS pass interference call because that wasn't pass interference whenever you looked at it on the screen and everything. And are you allowed to challenge pass interference or not? Like, I think you might not be able to because of what happened at the Bengals game and stuff like that, but I kind of wished you could because that wasn't pass interference. I thought that was BS. And we think that maybe that happened because there was a missed pass interference on the Chiefs that they didn't call, and everyone was up in arms about that. But then they gave the Chiefs like 2 or 3 penalties after that moment, and so they had that moment, the Falcons, to go and score touchdowns, and they couldn't make it happen. The defense got the stops. Kirk made some bad plays overall, and they just couldn't convert and do what needed to be done with all those penalties and all that stuff. So I don't want to talk about, oh, the refs love the Chiefs and da-da-da-da, when you couldn't convert on 4th and inches and you couldn't convert with all the penalties that they gave. And Kirk had some bad throws. He had an interception, and he had some moments where he didn't look great. And that play call that he had, that was that he was responsible for. Got to take accountability for that. And, the Falcons had some moments that were great. I think Patrick had some really nice throws. Rasheed Rice is playing well. I don't know when he's going to be facing a suspension. I think that's next year. They'll probably deal with it. Don't condone what he did off the field, obviously, and everything. He did well on the field. That's what I can say. They still haven't got Travis Kelce involved enough, in my opinion. And, Patrick said that they had plays for him, but he just keeps getting covered, so there's not much that they can do. But I wish that Travis Kelce was getting involved a little bit more. Xavier Worthy was kind of non-existent in the game. He didn't really get that much from what I can remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it was Juju that had a good catch and stuff like that. There were some good moments in the game. I think the defense was probably better. And yeah, they just have these moments where in the beginning of the game, you let the Falcons come down relatively quickly, boom, and they score. And then they tighten up, and then they get better, and then they're keeping them in the game. So I think there's hope because, like Patrick said, they're not playing their best and they're still able to win. But they have to clean this up, with some of the penalties that they're getting and the problems with Patrick. Like, there's problems all around, but, they step up when they need to and everything. Oh, Harrison Butker, he missed a field goal. I think it was just for the extra point, but he did miss. And so that was something that was important and worth noting as well. So I think that that's something that has to be stated. But, even whenever they kind of lag in certain parts, like other parts, like step up and everything, that's basically what Patrick was saying. So I think that they have a lot of room to grow, but if they don't start cleaning this up, then a really good team is going to come in and beat them. But I mean, I'm pleased to see them be 3-0 because they're my favorite team to watch, but I just wish Chiefs games were not that stressful to watch. Every single week, it's like they will probably win, but it's so stressful to just see them get there, and they just have all these stupid penalties and all the stuff that has to be cleaned up and all that. So yeah, there's a lot further to go, but entertaining nonetheless and everything. And then all the other games. So Patriots-Jets game. Patriots couldn't really get that much started. It was cool to see Drake May play a little bit. I will say it will be interesting to see what he develops into. O-line is garbage though, so I will say that. But Jets, Aaron Rodgers played amazing, so I have to give him his credit where it's due. I think he had 2 touchdowns. He just played really, really well. He was able to, use his legs when he needed to. He had a really good game. I think the defense for the Jets, for the most part, had a decent game. So 24-3, I predicted that they were going to win, and they end up getting that win over the Patriots. And then Giants-Browns, I didn't watch this game, not going to hold you because I don't really give a fuck, but the Giants won. I had the Browns winning, but, Giants found a way to win. Shout out to Malik Neighbors. And then Bears-Colts. So whenever it's football happening, I have the YouTube TV, so I have like 4 games at one time. So I kind of just alternate which game I'm watching. So I saw like glimpses of this game. Caleb had some really nice throws. I think he had 2 touchdowns, so at least he's finally getting that going. The connection with Rome and Dunze, we'll say that. Still got, somewhere to go. They still have much more to do. At this point, like they say, O-line got to get better. And the way it's looking, Matt Eberflus might get fired, just saying. So we'll see what happens there. But I think Caleb is slowly getting better from what I've seen. Texans and Vikings, I had the Texans to win this game. And ultimately, they got their ass beat by the Vikings. The Vikings defense is for real. They really are, and they did what needed to be done. The Texans tried their best. I think the Vikings just played better overall, and they got Justin Jefferson. So, yeah, I think eventually, somebody's going to beat them. I don't know who, I don't know when, but yeah, I mean, you got Sam Darnold at cornerback. So whenever we get a real team to play, we'll see what happens. But I thought that the 49ers were going to beat them last week, and they didn't. So that was a problem. I think eventually they get beat, though. I don't know who or when it's going to get done, but that's the thing. Texans, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a higher scoring game, but they got their ass beat. And I forgot for the Colts and the Bears, I predicted the Colts to win. So, there was that. Now on to the Eagles and Saints game. I was a little late to this one, but the Eagles end up pulling out the win. And I'm very happy about this because the Eagles are probably my second favorite team to watch in the NFL. I love them, my favorite team in the NFC. And so they end up skating by 15-12. So I think the defense, they had some really good stops here. I think Darius Slay, I'm pretty sure he had a really good play in the game. So I was thankful for that because he be blowing plays all the time. If you watch the games, you know. I read Blankenship, I'm pretty sure he got the game-winning interception, which was good because that's how they lost the previous week to the Falcons was, the Falcons got that interception. I think Jalen had a few interceptions, but I think that was after I tuned in the game, so he has to clean that up because he's kind of been a turnover machine right up there with Patrick, so he got to get that together, I think, overall. But I mean, Saquon, he went down there, he got a touchdown. They utilized Dallas Goedert a lot in this game, and he was ultimately able to come through. I kind of wish they utilized him more. AJ Brown was out this game. Devonta Smith got hurt on a dirty hit that wasn't called. Nick Sirianni, I don't know why he wouldn't go and get those field goals because I heard he passed up on multiple field goals. I never get why coaches do that and they don't take the easy 3 points because they should have been up a lot more. And there was definitely points where you thought that the Saints were going to win this game. Glad that the Eagles came together and they won this game. But after seeing this game, a couple thoughts. I think y'all need to stop blaming Jalen Hurts for whenever they lost. Yeah, the turnovers are ridiculous. He needs to get that together and everything. But I think that, there was other things outside of that were why they lost. I think he's a good leader. I think he's a good quarterback. And I think that y'all underrate Jalen Hurts and y'all overrate people who haven't proven that they're worth a damn. So I think y'all need to give Jalen Hurts more respect for what he does for this football team. I will say that. And, I like him a lot. As a player, I think he plays well and everything. Saquon came through in the clutch, as already discussed. So, yeah, they just got to get better. But at this point, hearing all that stuff and Nick Sirianni, yeah, we'll see what happens the rest of the season. But if they, lose games and they have more moments like this, he got to be fired. I still want him to be fired even though they won this game. He just pissed me off so bad with his decisions that they made and everything. Yeah. So, but I'm glad that the Eagles ended up getting that win. They really needed that. Forgot to mention this, but I predicted the Saints to win this game. I'm glad that the Eagles ended up winning, though. Chargers, Steelers, again, only saw a few glimpses of this game, but the Steelers pulled out the win. I think Justin Fields had 1 interception, but, he did what he needed to do. I think he had a touchdown or 2, so good for him. Justin Herbert played, but, he's injured, and then they had to pull him out of the game and everything, so I wonder, peak health, what the result would have been, because I actually picked the Chargers to win this game. But yeah, I'm glad that, Justin Fields is doing so well in the Steelers and everything after, all the hate that he got. So, that's good and everything. And so there's that. And then next, Broncos Buccaneers. I did not watch this game. I'm not going to hold you. Bo Nix gets his first win. Congratulations to him. I really thought the Buccaneers were going to win this game. That's who I picked. The Packers and the Titans. I'm pretty sure I picked the Packers to win this game, even though Jordan Love isn't starting because Will Levis has been awful from what I've seen. So, shout out to them for getting the win. Shout out to Matt LaFleur. And hopefully Jordan Love is back next week because I like watching him play a lot. But, great for them. Panthers, Raiders, did not watch this game because I don't really give a fuck again. I thought the Raiders were going to win this game, and then the Panthers made the quarterback change, and they made it to Andy Dalton, who's been playing in the league for, 13 years? And so, they got the win. I hope that, Bryce Young can actually go to a good team and learn how to develop instead of sitting in the Panthers team, but it doesn't look good for him whenever, you get swapped out that quick and they won that big without you. So, I don't know, maybe he's going to sit back the rest of the season, learn, try to come back next season, but I think the Panthers organization is cooked. I think they should trade him away to a good team like the Dolphins, because of Tua's injury and all that stuff, and I think that he could have a real chance to blossom there. But yeah, Good to see the Raiders lose because division opponents, and I'll keep it there. Dolphins Seahawks did not really see a whole lot of this game. I think I saw a Geno touchdown pass, so shout out to him. Tua wasn't playing this game, so it's pretty explainable. 24-3 couldn't really get a whole lot going. Tyreek Hill has kind of been ineffective these last few games because when you don't have Tua throwing to you, I mean, it is what it is. Lions Cardinals only saw glimpses of this game. Shout out to Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Shout out to the Lions team. I'm glad that they were able to get that win. Good NFC North team, 2013 to the Cardinals, and I feel like I picked them over the Cardinals, but I might be wrong. And I'm pretty sure that I picked the Seahawks to win over the Dolphins. So next up, we got the Ravens and Cowboy game. Now, I did watch this one, so 28-25. Lamar Jackson did exactly what he needed to do. He had some really nice throws, and one great thing about him is his rushing ability and how he's able to just move around and escape the pocket and just, what he can do overall. I thought that he looked great overall. He did exactly what he needed to do for this team to win the game. Shout out to Derrick Henry. I'm pretty sure he had a touchdown. He had some really good plays in this game. Overall, the defense had some good plays, but the problem is when you guys are up 28-6 and then you almost blow the lead and you let them get up to 25 points, why did y'all allow that? I blame the defense. I blame John Harbaugh, and I'm glad that they got it together and got that win, but it shouldn't have even happened that way. The Cowboys are frauds. Usually they're good in the regular season, but they decided to start choking now. So, there's that. They shouldn't have extended Dak. Jerry Jones don't need to be the general manager. As long as that happened, they're not winning shit. So I predicted that the Ravens were going to win this game, and they needed to win badly. I like the Ravens a lot. I'm glad that they did end up getting that win, but they have to do better with not blowing the lead because, it was concerning to see the Cowboys get up there and, have some hope. And I'm glad that the hope was squashed because that's what they deserve. And 49ers Rams, Brock Purdy had some good plays in this game. He did and everything, but somehow the Rams found a way to win, even with injured Puka Nacua and, Cooper Kupp and all the other injuries they were facing there. I mean, the 49ers had some injuries too with George Kittle, and you also had some injuries with Deebo Samuel, and there was a couple people that were injured that week. I don't know why Brandon Ayuk is basically non-existent. Maybe they were doubling or tripling him or something like that, but even he had some missed catches yet again. So, yeah, Brandon Ayuk got to get it together because every week I wait for him to have a good game, and it just keeps not happening. He's one of my favorites to watch, but 49ers got to get it together because they just lost to the Vikings, and now they lost to the Rams, and I thought that was going to be easy win, and they lost, so we'll see what happens. And then last games of the week. So, we had Jaguars-Bills, so thoughts on this overall. Trevor Lawrence looked horrible, honestly. They got one touchdown this whole game. Josh Allen and the Bills absolutely smoked the Jaguars. Their defense looked atrocious, the Jaguars. I'm discussing Josh Allen. What did he have? 3, 4 touchdowns? Something like that. He absolutely dominated this game. And they had a great running game again with James Cook and, already starting that and established that early. They were able to get down the field relatively easy and score some big touchdown. Josh Allen, great arm, throwing some great touchdowns and stuff like that. They just looked great. They looked great. Now they are 3-0. I picked them to win this game. I don't know why anyone thought the Jaguars would win this game when you see their record. I really don't. And you know that they're going against Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So I already knew that the Bills were going to take care of business. But, I mean, they got whooped. 47-10 is crazy. And at a certain point, they took Josh Allen out of the game because they were already winning by a whole lot. So it's kind of just like, what's the point? But, DeMar Hamlin got his first interception of the game. The Bills are doing good things. So, Joe Brady, I like him as the offensive coordinator a lot. They're doing some good things. So we'll see how it goes throughout the season and everything. And they got some really heavy competition coming up. They have the Ravens and stuff like that. They got the Texans. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare. But, I mean, they're doing really well so far. And also with the Ravens, what I forgot to mention is it's so impressive that Lamar Jackson is now 21-1 against the NFC. Absolutely insane. Y'all gotta give Lamar Jackson his flowers because y'all hate on him too much. And then last up, the Commanders and Bengals game. So I thought that the Bengals were going to take care of business and win this game. They lost the last 2 games first week. They look like ass. And then they got beat the previous week by the Chiefs because they had that pass interference call. And they also had the unsportsmanlike conduct with Jamar, and that cost them stuff like that. Just like little things like that. The missed field kick for the extra point, and that definitely would have tied them. And if it would have stayed like that, then they would have had the chance to go and get the touchdown in overtime. But it didn't happen that way. So it's stuff like that. So with all that stuff, I'm like, you know what? The Bengals need to win. Commanders, everyone kind of accepted they were a poverty franchise, low-key. it is what it is. So I thought that they were finally going to go out and get this win, and they didn't. The Commanders, they really dominated in terms of the defense. Jaden Daniels looked really great on offense. He had some really clutch touchdowns. He was able to get multiple first downs and just make really good decisions overall. The Bagels defense couldn't stop shit as far as I was seeing. I think Trey Hendrickson, I think he had some nice plays. Maybe another good player too. They had moments of getting stops, but I mean, overall, they did not do a good job. So I put this mostly on the defense. Joe Burrow, did he miss a few throws? Absolutely, but for the most part, he played pretty well. I'm pretty sure he had 3 touchdowns. There was no interceptions by him or Jaden Daniels for that matter. Joe Burrow played decent, so I'm not going to blame this loss on him because I don't think that it was his fault. Jamar Chase had a few touchdowns. T. Higgin had a couple of nice touches. And there was also Yoshi Bosch. I'm pretty sure he had a touchdown. So I think that there were some good moments in this game. I think their offense, they might have to fire that offensive coordinator. And the defense, I don't know why they're not playing like they want to win, but they need to get that together as well. The head coach, Zach Taylor, may have to go because, like they say, why you guys start slow every single year? You guys are used to starting to 0-2 because you've done it for, the last 3 years? And now you're starting 0-3. And no team who has started 0-3 has ever won the Super Bowl, apparently. So they got a lot of work to do. I know Joe Burrow is pissed because he played well the last 2 weeks. He's done what he could, but at the end of the day, he can't go on the field and play defense as well and everything. And he's going to take a lot of the heat for these past few weeks when I feel like he shouldn't, because for my watching, it wasn't really his fault. So, yeah, I hope that they get it together. Some people got to get some notices and get fired, in my opinion. But maybe they can lock in and win some good games. But I don't know. I really don't know. It's getting concerning at this point to be 0-3. It really is. They're a better team than that. But they played very well against the Chiefs just to shit the bed here. So, they got to get it together. I don't know. Also, yeah, there was that missed pass interference call in the game and everything, and yes, that should have been called, but at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10 games aren't decided by one play. They had multiple times to get stops on defense. They didn't. They had multiple times to score. They didn't. Evan McPherson, he keeps missing them damn field goals. I'm tired of seeing it. So it was multiple issues and everything. I will acknowledge that should have been called, but they had multiple times to get it done, and they didn't. So that is going to be my recap for week 3 of the NFL season, and so the video I post after this, I'm going to give you my picks for week 4, and I'm going to recap my picks over week 3 and update my record with, the games I've got right, the games I've got wrong, and I've done other videos on the NFL, like I did a uniform ranking just in general, and then I also did the throwback ones and just other stuff like that. So I'll have those on the end screen somewhere. I'll link down below. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like below. It helps me out a lot on YouTube. I very much appreciate it. Leave a comment down below what you think of my takes in this video. Who is your favorite team? Who is the team to beat? Who do you think is the best team in the NFL and everything? And let's kind of continue that conversation as well. I'd love to know what you guys think. This is something that I'm having fun doing. And you can also subscribe if you want to see more videos like this every single week. I've decided that I'm going to be reviewing the week and also giving picks and stuff like that. So you can subscribe for more stuff like this to come. If you hit the bell, you get a notification for when I post and I'm a brand new video comes out. And so down below, I will have my main YouTube channel doing AM reviews, AM reactions, and you can see my latest video there. Social media as well, if you'd like to follow me on that. Free policy, must educate ourselves on this. Also, make sure you're registered to vote. I'll be voting for Kamala Harris. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.